All right. Hello. Hello. Hello, everyone. Oh, my mom is here, and there's no one else here. Sounds good. Perfect. Well, I just sent a message to you on WhatsApp before I went live here, so how's it going? Today, everyone, we have the TCL. The TCL. We are going to wait a little bit. Is it dark here? Ah, there we go. Let's do that. Let's get some light. There we go. We're going to wait just a little bit until some people funnel in before we continue any further, because this is a not a long-awaited release. It is and it isn't. It was a little bit of a disappointment, this release, actually. Reason being, everyone thought this was going to be the TCL, the TCL, the 8-inch that was announced last year, 2021. This one is not. It is the 10. I don't even think it's 10.3. I think it's just 10. Yeah, the 10-inch, and it is not what we all expected. So let's just let some people file in. Very strange. Not sure why. I think we're good on the live. Like technically speaking, everyone is everything's firing well. But I don't see anything in the comments, and I'm wondering. It says there's 20 people. It is Thursday, right? Yeah. Okay, so I got it right. At least I think. I'm going to have to hear some comments before I continue, now that I think about it. I don't want to do this unless people are actually watching. No, you guys can watch after the fact. It's totally fine. There's a it's on the VOD, which means you can video on demand. So after this is all wrapped up, you guys can watch it at your leisure. But it would be nice to. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. So it is fine. Okay. Vlad the Chiller says it's good. Okay, so I know that you guys are here now. So first off, as we always do, we rated the receiving department downstairs. I have no idea what these are. They are sealed, so I'm going to crack them open because we get samples on a daily basis. It's a little bit of exaggeration, but per week we get about 3 to 5 samples. So it's almost a daily thing. It's pretty much a daily thing. This one is delivered by the guy UPS, basically. It's a subsidiary of UPS. Oh, we have. That's everything that comes in the box, and I'll have to contact these guys later because there's nothing else on the box. Flip the FIPO, FIYPO, and this is a smartwatch, but unfortunately, guys, it is not e-paper. We've been getting a lot of these lately. We got that Imilab Xiaomi one, and I have to see what they want us to do with this because I don't know. But yeah, we got the FIPO. The FIPO, household name there, everybody. And we have one more. And you know, I looked at this one when I grabbed it. Why this is funny is because it doesn't even have... It just has like Chinese writing on it. It was taped with this tape over the label, but not over the barcodes. And it doesn't even say who it's from. It literally doesn't. It doesn't even have a courier name. It doesn't say Japan Post, it doesn't say UPS or FedEx, and there's no other labels except the ones at the front. So these are always hilarious, like legitimately. Yeah, Mom, you are correct. A lot of people do listen to these as kind of like a podcasty type thing, so that's fine. But yeah, we get these like mystery packages a lot. I have no idea what's in here. Okay, well, I'll fix the box later. It's basically open. Okay, well, these aren't NDA. I guess I could show you. Again, there's nothing else in the box. There's supposed to be, as I say to all you wonderful people every week, what usually happens, I'll show you these in a second. What usually happens is they give us a little folder and it says, hey, Goody Reader, thank you for showing interest in our product, or would you like to take a look at these and do a review? So that's usually how it works. So I'm going to do a top down here just with my keyboard temporarily. We have some little kitty translators. They're all sealed and everything. It's called the Paperang. The Paperang E1, and it says English on it, and there looks to be like a little button. So you might actually talk into it and say, hey, and push the button, and it translates from like Chinese to English or vice versa. So, okay, well, expect to see some of these Paperangs on our store. That's basically it. There's a bunch of stuff downstairs. I usually just grab like one or two things and then come up to the office. All right. TCL time. Let's move the keyboard out of the way and just get you guys rocking and or rolling to see what this is all about. And you know what the beauty about doing this with you guys is that we get to kind of... No, Vlad the Chiller, man, when it's someone normal like... I'll just explain this really quick because there's not a lot of people here. When it's someone normal like Amazon or something, they give you like the press package, right? With like all the imagery, and sometimes they give you like an email to a cloud storage that has all the press materials, the high-res photos, you know, all of the potential videos that we use for our production department to make videos and do reviews. These guys just like blindly sell... Like they were just literally like... Throw it in, throw some paper, launch it out the door with some random actually unknown courier. That's our address, yes, but there's no indication on who this is from or how it even got to the office. And there's just like this random stuff. Mostly it is like e-paper related. This, I don't know what we're going to do with this. Probably just give it to someone in the office or something because we can't use it. And I don't know who it's from. So we're going to contact the companies as best we can. But anyways, so this is the TCL... what this is not the TCL Next Paper. Okay, so very, very confusing. There's two things you need to know. Is that, I'll go to notes here. So, I can't open the notes or... Notes handwriting? How do you reopen the notes? Oh, long press? Select items. Okay, I'll just learn that later. Yeah, I'm going to turn the glow light down a little bit because it's hard to see on camera. E-paper is very easy to see on camera because, well, it doesn't have a backlight. It has a glow light. So there's two kind of things, and it's very confusing. TCL Next Paper. Okay, nothing's working now. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's the canvas. I see. And TCL Next Paper. This device is the TCL Next Paper, but it's not the TCL Next Paper. And what we mean by that is that in 2021, the TCL Next Paper 8 came out, and it was actually it was a competitor to e-ink and e-paper. It was using a type of electronic paper. It was called the TCL Next Paper. TCL, this company, they make TVs and stuff as well. They made the TCL Next Paper. Really creative with the name there. It's literally the exact same name. But this is the 10S. And guess what? It's just a regular LCD LED tablet. It's not the TCL 8, the one that we thought it would be, the one that would rival e-paper and rival e-ink. That's not what we have here. So unfortunately, that is a massive letdown because this is just a regular old tablet. This isn't clickbait. This isn't a way to get you guys in to watch this. That's nothing to do with this. The fact is that TCL contacted us about the 8. Give me a color here. Okay, pen. Okay, I'll go like right there. They contacted us about the 8 last year in 2021, and they were like, hey, do you want it? And we're like, yes. And time went on, and 2022 happened. They're like, hey, we got the 10S. Do you want it? And we're like, okay, but is it the 8? And they're like, nope. So that was unfortunate that we didn't get what we kind of wanted. We really wanted the 8 because that's the whole thing about e-paper. This thing, however, does have an 8,000 milliamp battery, which is absolutely insane. That's a lot. I don't think you quite know how many milliamps that is. The average tablet has like 2,500 to maybe 5,000. An iPhone has like, what, 2,600 milliamp. I'm going to get a smaller pen here. The Kobo Sage has 1200. You know what I mean? Like an Onyx Books Air has like maybe 4 grand. This has an 8,000 milliamp battery. It is absolutely insanity. That is a massive, massive, massive battery. We've had this on for weeks, and it's still at, what does that say, 48%. Note taking. We're only going to talk about note taking and reading because nothing else matters on this. It really doesn't. Because for you guys to watch this and watch us play Asphalt 8 from Google Play Store, it doesn't matter because we're a good e-reader. So we do note taking, we do e-paper, we do to a lesser extent, you know, like web browsing and stuff like that. This pen is not very good. It is a very, very lightweight pen. It's a nails on a chalkboard feeling when you write on this. Very, very, very very unpleasant. I'm not I can even do that. I used to do that at my parents' house in Vancouver when we were growing up. Right by the door, we had this big chalkboard. You know, you leave notes. You know, like soccer practice and all that crap, right? I can do that. I used to do that, and everyone's like, right, don't do that. And I'm like, hey, I can do that. This is so bad when you write, you get this little high-pitched squeal noise that goes in your ear. I can't really draw an ear. Oh, no. Here's a little monkey man. No. No, it's this high-pitched little squeal when you drag this across the pen on the screen, and it's like ever so gently vibrating into your core, into your bones. It's not good. And trust us and trust me, we have been around note-taking since 2013, since it started, since it began. And this is one of the weirdest. It's not bad latency-wise. It's quite quick, and it's LCD, obviously, so it's constantly refreshing. You can do very quick inputs, you know? You can make a rainbow, and you can go like this. Look how fast that is, obviously. It's constantly refreshing the screen. But man, is that a terrible writing feel. Wow. It's like, it's not even, I'm not one to exaggerate. And it's like making me ever so slightly uncomfortable to do that. I don't like it. It's like a tin can. It's echoing through the can. It's terrible. I really don't like it at all. And what's weird is you can just use your finger too. So it's not even using its own level of active capacitive or Wacom. It's just an active pen. It's a silly thing, really. And why? And I'll get back to it really quick. Because why we're doing this video is, again, not to like coax you guys into watching it. We appreciate you guys watching our content regardless. It's not what this is about. The fact is that people have been waiting for the TCL so long, and people think this is the one. And we're trying very, very hard to say, no, no, no. This isn't the TCL Next Paper. It's the TCL Next Paper. What's the difference? These are the differences. It's an LCD tablet with a big camera package on the back. It's got a big flash package. Look at that. It's got a SIM card. It's got an SD card slot, not SIM card. It's got microphones. It's got stereo speakers. Like it's not an e-reader, and it's not an e-paper alternative. So that's kind of want to clear the air here. Let's go with some questions here. Vlad the Chiller said, that's a bummer. The normal iPad will kill their sales. Yeah, iPad versus this. If it was the Next Paper 8, I would say iPad, you got some catching up to do. Because this is an e-paper alternative. But no, this is the 10S. And if that's the case, oh no, just get an iPad for sure. iPad is a more stable operating system. It's it's more refined. It's like more tried and tested. TCL is not a company that is. It's not a bad company by any means. They make a lot of consumer electronics. They're solid build quality. They have like a wide array of things you can buy, like stereo systems and receivers and TVs and stuff like that. But it's not what we wanted. The 8 is what we wanted. The 8 e-paper alternative, as Eric Murphy just said right now. Yup, no e-ink, and that loud glass tapping is awful. I want everyone to listen to this right now. I'm just gonna like actually just take normal notes here. Listen to this. It's so weird, guys. It's so weird. It's like gives you goosebumps. It's silly, man. You know what would have been really nice with this is if they did anything else with this. There's tons of companies out there that use regular LCD LED tablets like Microsoft and Samsung, of course, LG, and they use Wacom. They have Wacom integration. To a lesser extent, they have some sort of proprietary nib system with an active capacitive pen, which means you have to charge the pen or something. But this is just, I'll get off camera here, it's just this rod with a plastic tip with, I feel like no R&D went into this. I'm not trashing them. We're being completely honest. I feel like they didn't really think this through and said, oh yeah, you'll never need to replace the tips. Well, yeah, because you didn't do anything to make it feel real, to make it wear down like a Sony. You didn't put any graphite composition in there. It's just this really like not, you know, it doesn't stick to the side. It doesn't, it's just, it kind of feels like an afterthought. You know, they were like, TCL, note-taking, attachable keyboard, this pen. And it's like, well, don't you want to focus on the pen a little bit more? Ah, people would like it. No. And there's nothing else you can use on this. You can use these, right here. I can go over to my, oh, I dropped everything. Okay, hey guys. I just dropped a bunch of stuff. All right, so you can use this. This is a capacitive stylus. All it is just simulates your fingertip. So there's no difference between you using this or your finger or this pen. Now, this pen is quick and it does have the ability to utilize it as a pen at any angle. So that's nice. Whereas like the usual things that you just buy on AliExpress, it's like usually they don't work on a complete angle, you know, they're a little bit choppy. So I mean, yeah, there's some benefits to this, but really not enough. Edwin Pranoto said, what a bummer. It really was. Yeah, it really was, unfortunately. I Treasure You Forever said, would this tablet be good for reading books? I have a Samsung tablet 2015. Okay, yeah, enough trash in this, guys. Let's talk about the positives here. What this has, actually... Okay, well, number one, the viewing angle apparently is good. And I agree. So it's not coming across perfectly on camera because it's a webcam. It never does it justice. But the viewing angle on this unit is nothing short of spectacular. If I'm just showing you like this, here it is here. I can still see the screen like that. That's nothing to shake a stick at. That's an extreme angle. That's very, very, very good. Seriously, that's a very solid angle. And they do have a factory matte screen protector on here. And a lot of you guys might be saying, you can just add one after the fact. Yes, but this one is quite nice. It actually is. It's not some 99-cent AliExpress screen protector, or maybe it is, we don't know, but it is good. It's very consistent. It's not too granular, so it's not diffusing the overall image quality that much, but it is still pretty nice. It really does allow your eyes to just cut through it without having any of that diffusion and making it look all grayed out and, you know, pixelated. So in that regard, it's not bad. It really isn't that bad. Can I just skip over all this? And I can, and we don't have internet. That's just fine and dandy. I'll turn the internet on. Let's go to some questions while I do this. We got Kevin Bosley's here. Oh yeah, sweet. I am still tempted to get one, but then I feel I could just get a Nokia T20, which I think has Android stock UX, and the TCL isn't available from any distributor to begin with. If I was tempted, the pen reminds me of a counterfeit Galaxy Note phones. You're right. That's a good one. Kevin, this is still a good tablet. It's just in the world of good e-reader. It's not an e-reader, but it's a good tablet. Yeah, it's got a huge battery. It has a accompanying pen, whether you like it or hate it, it is still there. And it's got Google Play, and it's got a great viewing angle. It's got a lot of blue light cut, too. That's a lot of what it does. Hi, Kevin. What's up? It does cut a lot of blue light. That's kind of what they're... it was written on the box. It's in, like, the little press kit they sent us. It's most definitely something they're pushing, is the fact that this does cut a ton of blue light. Now, we haven't used it long enough to let you guys know if we've been tired looking at it, you know, like, oh, you're like that. And I'm not bragging here, but and I'm sure it'll catch up with me in the future, but I stare at screens constantly. I got 3 screens here, my phone, this, you know, I'm constantly screens, just my business. So I don't get tired. Goodness for that. But yeah, it's not agitating my eyes. I mean, we'll kind of pass it off to some people that in our office that are like, you know, they get bothered by that type of thing, because that's the, I'm looking at my Wi-Fi password, by the way, because I can't ever remember it. But that's the thing about this is that, hold on, let me write that in. There we go. That's the thing about this is that it's supposed to be easier on the eyes. Vlad the Chiller just said, is it easier on the eyes? I don't really get eye strain. I don't have contacts or glasses or anything. So looking at it, it doesn't make my eyes work over time to see anything. So in that regard, I suppose it's fine. I suppose it's fine. Let's go to Project Gutenberg. And we'll just read an ebook online. Let's have some more questions here. Dan Turley was really excited. There's no reason I said your name that way, by the way. They're really excited about the new faster color e-ink like product. Too bad they went LCD LED. You know, they just could have called this. They should have called this the. That's the funniest thing. Why'd they call it Next Paper? Next Paper was the technology that they were going to brand and market. There's no reason to call this the Next Paper. It's written on the box. It's called the Next Paper. That's like me calling the next color smartphone, the ink smartphone. Oh no, it's just called e-ink. Don't worry about it. That doesn't make sense. It's not what it is. This is just an LCD tablet. They could have called this the TCL 10S. Done. That would have been great. There would have been some differentiation between this and the one we all wanted. So anyways, does it work as an e-reader, as somebody just asked? I'm looking back here. Oh, there it is. I Treasure You Forever. Would this be good for reading books? Sure, yeah. I mean, it doesn't affect your eyes nearly as much as most LCD LEDs, I would imagine. There's a lot to it, you know. There's like this eye protection thing. There's a lot of blue light cut. So yeah, it can be good to read. And obviously, it's LCD's constantly refreshing. You don't see it, I don't see it, no one sees it, but this is flickering constantly, anywhere between 23 to 60 to 120 times a second. You just don't notice it. That's why it's always ready for action. Look, do. You can't do that on e-paper, ever. Under any circumstances, could you ever move that fast on e-paper? You can't. I know for a fact. I'll put my name against that statement, because you can't do it. But on LCD LED, you can. So yes, it's a good e-reader, but it's not an e-reader and it's not e-paper. Again, if you're just joining us, that's not why we brought you in here. It's very silly. But the naming was weird. And Kevin Bossy says, yeah, Kevin Bossy is one of the most informed person. He's in the chat right now. He's one of the most informed people in the e-reader world. And yeah, he agrees with the naming. What a silly thing to call it Next Paper for something that isn't what it is. Very, very odd. Vlad the Chiller, do you find it easier on the eyes? I must have read that 3 times and I don't know why I keep going back to it. Dan Turley, thought Next Paper talked about some hardware blue light filter, so it's better for your eyes than normal LCD. Correct. Where is it here? I think it's already on here. Eye comfort mode just takes it a step further. Yeah. So this already inherently has blue cut technology, more so than anything else, but you can go to eye comfort mode and you can change the color temperature, which is this weird like pale pink. And I must say, you know what, to be completely honest, looking at this right now, that's pretty nice, man. It's almost like my eyes want that. I want to see this against my retinas and the cones in my eyes, if that's the scientific breakdown of what I should be saying. But yeah, it's yeah, I mean, it's fine. Actually, this is quite nice. Kevin Bossy said, oh, somebody said something about a pen. Oh yeah, there should be a spring under the nib at least. Eric Murphy, you are correct. If there was even some sort of feedback, some sort of resistance, or, you know, like kickback, anything to make this just better than like an empty can of Pepsi, would have been worlds better. Just simply just going, you know what? Pay the extra couple bucks per unit and do Wacom. And then everyone can use anything. You can use Lamy. You can use anything at that point. Use the this is one of my favorite pens, the Lamy All-Star. Great pen. Very, very high quality pen. Would have loved to be able to use our, the 29 different pens that are available on the market right now. Kevin said, I suspect the Next Paper name for the 10S was more of a cash grab. I think so. I think the 8 was announced in 2021. They never released anything for the past 16 months or something. And they, you know what? They're like, you know what? That wasn't good for PR. That wasn't good for us. Let's release something. Called it TCL Next Paper because it's part of the same line of like consumer electronic grab and go tablet type of things. That's probably more accurate to what's happening there. Oh, and just to show you guys, the camera white balances are the same. So that's a pretty good experience, honestly. For LCD, that's about as good as you can get without it, having an e-paper alternative. And again, that angle's great. You can just kind of casually look at it on your screen. I mean, it does still have some level of reflectivity, as you see here, if I get my office window there. So, as you see, I'm right in the window. That's full light. If that was an LCD screen, a glass screen, where's my phone? Here. Go like that. And get the same one there. Okay, so that's the window right there. So you can see that it's pretty diffused, and you can still read what's behind the burst of light, the reflection of light. Whereas on an LCD, you can't. Someone called me. I'll just answer that later. What we got here? Eric Murphy. You said you work with screens all day. Do your eyes not get tired working all day on LCD? Surely you feel strained after the long sessions. No. I'm not trying to, toot my own horn, but no, I don't get eye strain. It's just thank my mother and father for that, I guess, for just genes, because I don't get any eye strain at all. And I can't get headaches. I haven't had a headache my whole life. A little bit of a superpower, which could be bad, actually. Courtney Bowman. Eric, depends on the monitors. My eyes used to burn, but my employees' eyes, HP monitors, stay longer. Yep. Different people can use different refresh rates, different pixel densities of screen, different materials in the screen, different things on top. And there's some screens that just don't affect your eyes. And I'm not saying I have the best screens in the world. I don't have it. Lapao, Odake, and what is that? A Wixamat. Just some random screens we have. And no, my eyes are fine. I don't have any burning or anything. But no feedback on the tablet pen, like those counterfeit Samsung phones. Yeah. No, Kevin knows it. You know what I'm talking about, man. This is not a good pen. We recently bitched and moaned about the Huawei pen recently. It was a group consensus, everyone a Good e-reader, that pen really held that unit back. The Huawei MatePad Paper was a great e-reader, e-ink device with a terrible pen technology. It was weird to be proprietary. It was weird to have it that you need to charge it. There was no eraser, but at least the tips wore down a little bit. They had a little bit of a feedback feel, you know what I mean? It was it was a shock. My mom just said she had never had issues either. No, she worked as a in the law field, I'll say, for many years, and now she stared at a screen, and no, nothing. So trickled down into my eyes, I guess, and hopefully my son gets that superpower as well. But the TCL, we're almost wrapped up here because this is not an e-ink device. It's not really, cutting edge, and it's kind of a read between the lines kind of thing to all the people who either want this review. Us too. They're like, here you go, Goody Reader, here's a tracking. We're like, hey, TCL, what is it for? It's for the TCL Next Paper. We're like, the TCL Next Paper? And then Mike's like, yeah, they sent you a tracking. I'm like, I know, is it real? And then we got it. And then we're like, it's a TCL freaking Next Paper. And then Mike was like, oh, by the way, it's not. And it shut us down, man. It was bad. It was really bad. But yeah, I'm not saying we have all the answers. We've got a lot of the answers. We've been the top of the industry for a while. But yeah, this pen was not necessary to have this. I don't know what they're thinking bundling this, or we have a pen. Well, kind of, you don't need it. And it would have been good that you just don't say you have it. Just throw it in there. Don't say you do notes and swirls and drawings and detail. No, because even if you rest your hand on the screen, you're touching the side. Yeah, as a tablet, it's great. Don't get me wrong. As a piece of tech, this has a great camera on it. It has a huge battery. It's built well. It looks fantastic. The colors are great. Things are placed beautifully. It's tooled well. It has microphones. It has speakers. It's very capable. It's very fast. It's very new. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, going back to what Kevin and I agree on about the naming, it was very, very weird to call it the Next Paper, which is the technology that everyone's been waiting for. And when it's not that. It shouldn't be called that. I don't know why it's called that. And we are a distributor of theirs now. We're selling their products. So when we got it through to we got through to them and we said, hey, on all of our our coverage and our store listings and stuff, you want us to call it something else, and they're like, no, call it the Next Paper. And we're like, but it's like not. And they're like, no, TCL Next Paper 10S, okay. And we're like, all right. So we got to play ball, and we can't. We got to abide by MSRPs, and we have to abide by the pictures and the titles and the SEO and the discovery. We can't call it something else just because we want to, because that's not how you play ball with distributors. Anyways, TCL Next Paper, a little bit of a letdown in terms of it being the e-paper technology that we all wanted, but not a letdown for what it is on its own. It is a great tablet. It is a great LCD tablet, a piece of technology. There doesn't seem to be much wrong with this during our testing, during our little showcase here. Think of it what you may. I don't know how to phrase that. I'm kind of losing some English. Think of it as you will. Maybe that's right. That sounds a little bit better. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining this unintentional clickbait of a video of TCL. Thank you very much for TCL, by the way, for sending us a sample and allowing us to become a distributor of yours. Obviously, that has nothing to do with, we're not trashing the TCL name of any kind. It's just a very silly choice why you called it something that it shouldn't have been. And, again, I don't want to say we're, top of the mark when it comes to these kind of things, but there are many occasions, even companies as large as once were Supernote, iReader, iFlyTech, BigMe, they all consult with us, our team. We do have consultations. We talk about company direction, and not to the point where we're on board with them and be like, oh, you should do this, do it, and we don't get paid for that, but we do have a little bit of an insight, and we say, hey, you guys should put English on your devices. Hey, you guys should focus more on digital stationery. Hey, you guys should do this. And had they consulted with us, because companies do. We were the first guys to sell the Kyobo Mirasol back in the day, and that's when we were small. So yeah, it should have consulted with us and really just changed the name. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing with this, is that it says TCL Next Paper. So anyways, thanks guys. This was very fun. I like talking to you all. Eric Murphy, Dan Turley. I like saying your name like that. I don't know if that's the way you should say it, but it's awesome. Kevin Bossy, my mom. Eric Murphy, I said that. Courtney Bowman. Who else we got here? I treasure you forever. Vlad the Chiller. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Michael and myself will be doing a live showcase, not a showcase, a live video with the two of us, because we missed the last one because Mike was a little under the weather, but he's all good now. And we will be doing a follow-up with that coming soon. Should be this weekend, actually. I think it should be Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, one of those 2 days we'll be doing it, but thank you all so much for showing up, and we will do a review on this, but it's going to be later because we have a lot of stuff coming out, and this is not a priority. Had this been Stephen Prosser just joined, yes, had this been the actual Next Paper, as Stephen just said, I agree, had this been the actual Next Paper, we wouldn't be sitting here right now. There would be a review, there'd be comparisons, our channel would be flooded with this, because this Next Paper, the 8, it is going to be one of the biggest coverages of products we will have done. It's going to be huge. Serious. There's no e-paper alternative other than e-ink right now. Nothing. There's prototypes in, here, and there's testing units over there, and there's some concepts over there. There's nothing except e-ink. What about DES? No one's employing it. Nobody is doing anything except e-ink in the world, people. Actually, truly, actually. So, yes, Stephen, when the actual Next Paper comes out, it's going to be a storm of coverage and comparisons and deep dives and looks. But this is a tablet. We will review you, but a little bit later. Got some stuff to do. Go eat your battery. Thank you very much. You guys are great. See you next time. Oh, yeah. Stay tuned for this bad boy. If you didn't see it, we unboxed it at the beginning of this video. The Paperang E1. Latest technology in cat translations, apparently. Thank you, guys.